blocking out all of the bull crap. That's not word for word what Deshaun Watson said. You can tell where I kind of altered his sentence at the end, but that's what he talked about, what his mindset is and mentality is going into this season. So we're going to recap and break down everything we learned from training camp day 2 at the Greenbrier Resort. A lot of good stuff to get to when it comes to Deshaun Watson, a lot of injury news, and I hate that we have injury news. We shouldn't have injury news. It's not even August yet, but we have a lot of ground to cover. So let's start with the injury updates because I know everyone wants to get good news and get good news soon, and I wish I had some good news. I do have some snippets and tidbits, but overall, it's still a lot of patience being required for the Browns and this fan base. To remind everyone, here are the guys that started training camp on the PUP list, along with the NFI list, non-football injury. Nick Chubb, Jack Conklin, Jed Wills. We all know what they're coming back from knee surgeries last season. Dalvin Tomlinson is undergoing or has undergone knee surgery already, arthroscopic knee surgery. And then Greg Newsome underwent hamstring surgery. The hope is that Tomlinson and Newsome will be back for week 1, but don't be surprised if that lingers into the regular season. I remember last year when Juan Thornhill was battling just a calf injury, not even surgery, and he ended up missing week 1 against the Bengals. So don't hold your breath on that. It sucks. It stinks. But the good news is the Browns have a really deep defensive line. So Maurice Hurst, Shelby Harris, Mike Hall, Siaki Ika, you guys are up. And then for Greg Newsome, we're going to see some Cam Mitchell. Although that brings me to the next part of the injury updates. Cam Mitchell was working on the side. Working on the side, by the way, is short for injured, but not super duper injured. So you're doing workouts on the side, whether it's like a stationary bike or something else to help you rehab. That's the injured group over there. Jerry Jeudy was on that side field again today. He was on it to start yesterday. Then he joined the offense. Today, the update was no more leg sleeve. So that's what we're working with here, folks. It's July. It's early. The Browns, as an organization, have always been pretty cautious when it comes to injuries, which that's true for most teams, but I think they're more on the cautious side than others. So if something pops up, they're not going to push it this early in training camp, which leads me to David Njoku and Myles Garrett. They are, quote, ramping up. So Garrett's kind of working his way back from a hamstring injury that popped up at the end of minicamp. Not really sure what Njoku was working on, but I think it's just a little bit of, hey, you guys are going into your 8th season in the NFL. It's July. There's no reason we need to push you guys to 100% on the throttle yet. Let's make sure you're ready for December because that's where we need you most. January at the end of the year, not 100% from July and August. Myles Garrett spoke to the media after practice. He had some fun quotes in there, talked about the AFC just being an absolute slaughterhouse and how he's growing into more of a leadership role this year, as he's been doing for the last couple of years. But he recognized that some of the younger players have called him out for being a bit on the older veteran side, calling him Unk and OG. So always fun and lively for Myles Garrett. I always appreciate his press conferences and sessions with the media because he's got a fun personality to listen to. Now, Nick Chubb was also working on the side, so he's kind of in both lists of PUP list and working on the side list, which Kevin Stefanski said, don't look at that and think that's some great leap forward in his rehab and a next milestone for him getting back on the field. They just feel like he's comfortable and ready to work on the side field, so he was doing some workouts with the ropes on the side from what I saw. But all in all, I think it's really fun and just encouraging for the rest of the team to see Nick Chubb, a big leader on this team, working on the side. And even if it's just a little bit psychological, you got to envision for the rest of the players on offense, they kind of look to their left and they see Chubb right there. It just feels like he's on deck, right? It's like you're in the batter's box and the tying run is Nick Chubb. Just get me on base because I feel like I got great reinforcements coming. So just seeing him on the field, his presence, his football IQ, it's a great asset. It's a great resource. So no, I don't think Chubb working on the side is some great jump forward for him coming on the field next, but it's encouraging to see, and just overall, it's a fun little human element impact to his rehab progress for this team. Now, before we get on to the rest of the training camp news and notes, another quick reminder. Channel meet and greet next Thursday, August 1st. It'll be here very soon, 12 p.m. Eastern at Masthead Brewing in downtown Cleveland. If you want to come hang out, talk Brownies, talk football, grab a bite to eat, get something to drink during your lunch break, I'd love to meet as many people as possible. You guys are, the best part of my day. And that might sound like a little bit depressing, but it's not, because I love what I do. And I can't do this job without you guys. So I appreciate all of our wonderful viewers. Come hang out if you're able to, Thursday, August 1st, 12 p.m. Eastern. Second best part of my day is playing NCAA 25 when I get home. Second straight day for Deshaun Watson throwing. And we got to see Deshaun Watson throwing in 11 on 11s for the first time since last year. I'll add more onto that in just a moment, but a quick shout out to our sponsor today, which is Game Time. If you love summer baseball and want to catch a Guardians game, hopefully this will turn things around a little bit, or any other major league team in your area, you're going to want to give Game Time a shot. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. Now, one thing I really like about Game Time is the Game Time guarantee. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHAT Sports for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I put all that information for you guys in the comment section and description of today's video. So check out Game Time today. So like I was saying, Deshaun Watson threw in 11 on 11 drills, which that's a good actual milestone of progress. Like Chubb going to the side field is not a real big milestone, actually. It's just a bit more mental, psychological, I think. But Watson graduating from 7 on 7s during minicamp and OTAs to 11 on 11s, which he has not done since the Ravens game. Like that's the last time he went up against 11-man defense. That's really good progress. And when he spoke to the media afterwards, he talked about how that's just the next step in their plan for his road to recovery, which I'll say this, just watching some clips and highlights of him throwing the football around, he looks close to 100%. I think if you found clips of Deshaun Watson throwing this year compared to last year or any other year of his career, you wouldn't look at this year and go, man, doesn't his throw look a little off? Accuracy's not there. No zip on the ball. No, he's spraying it and throwing it all over the field. To Amari Cooper, to David Bell. He's linking up with a lot of wide receivers. So there are a lot of injuries for this team already, but it's really good to have the most important position on your team heading in the right direction with Deshaun Watson. So overall, very encouraging stuff to see out of him. Looking over Twitter right now, Deshaun Watson was being asked on what he's motivated by in 2024. Quote, being the best Deshaun Watson I can be for this team. And when asked about quarterback rankings, he said, quote, I couldn't give two fucks. So I kind of like the chippiness Watson's coming in. Sure, he's kind of, a little bit part of my French, so to speak, to open up training camp media. But still, you could tell this guy's kind of fired up. And he is out there with a vengeance to prove people wrong. And he's not going to be, in your face about that in terms of listing people that have wronged him or have doubted him or anything like that. But I think we're going to see a good version of Deshaun Watson on the field this season. I'm really excited for it. So 2 straight days of Deshaun Watson throwing. That's big progress for sure, but I think we're almost out of the woods with his road to recovery. Finally, some depth chart notes for the Browns as they are dealing with some injuries, if you couldn't tell. So you got a couple of guys filling in for injured players, but you've also got like Tony Fields starting at linebacker with JOK and Jordan Hicks. So if you're looking for some training camp battles to watch for, Tony Fields and the linebacker one with Devin Bush and Nathaniel Watson. I think we got an early leader in the clubhouse, so this will be a fun battle to watch for. I think we're going to primarily still see a lot of 2 linebacker sets, so I think Fields, Bush, whoever emerges as that third linebacker will really be on the sideline in terms of, or instead of being in a true 4-3 defensive front, it's probably going to be a bit more of a 4-2-5 defense. As for the offensive line, Jed Wills, Jack Conklin still on the PUP list. However, in their place, we've seen DeJuan Jones at right tackle and James Hudson filling in at left tackle. So Hudson still holding down the fort in terms of being the first backup at left tackle, or I guess the first swing tackle after DeJuan Jones. But that's the early depth chart outlook for the offensive line. Some other general training camp notes. Mike Vrabel is with the team at the Greenbrier Resort. He's playing defense. He's racing and sprinting with Jameis Winston at the end of each practice. Mike Vrabel is just an awesome human being. How he's not an NFL head coach right now is beyond me. I think the Titans moving on from Vrabel will be looked at back as one of the biggest mistakes, and I think it's partially due to some pettiness and some personal beef between the owner and Vrabes. But the fact that he's in Cleveland is a huge win for the Browns, and I just love seeing Vrabel in the background of all these photos and videos, just playing like a kid, as if he's still playing football in his playing days. Jabrill Peppers, just all-time Brown. He got a contract extension, 3 years, $30 million from the New England Patriots. I still wish Peppers was a Brown. Like, he was one of my favorite players back then, coming out of Michigan, where I know Ohio State fans hate him, but for the rest of us, like, he was electric at Ann Arbor, and I thought it was a fun draft pick by the Browns, and I wish it worked out longer for him in Cleveland. I understand the OBJ trade at the time sounded super fun, and Peppers was just a little bit of a casualty in it, but I'm happy for him to get that extension, $30 million. Like, that's great to see. I feel like he's a really underrated player still. And then finally, some offensive, scheme update, I guess we can put it under. Increased tempo. So with Ken Dorsey joining as the offensive coordinator, I think you can expect to see a little bit more of a no-huddle approach to this offense, trying to really keep their foot on the gas, a little college football-esque. Deshaun Watson was asked and talked about it, shared how excited he was for that up-tempo offense. So we'll see how that translates onto the field, but expect to see that, added into a new offense altogether this season. To wrap up the video, I just want you guys watching to shout out your city. It's always great to see how far and wide the dog pound stretches. Browns backers know no borders, but it also serves as a great way for me to know who watches all the way to the end of the video. So shout out your city for me in the comment section below. All right, pick a card. I forgot my cards.
Cards.
I forgot my cards. No cards today.
Cards today.
I've got a flight to catch, and I got to leave in about 13 minutes. So how about we'll type it in. Which card do you want to go with? I'll just search in Google random card picker.
Let's go with 6 of hearts.
Okay. I'm going to click the website, and then it probably will pop up a card immediately. I'll go with ace of diamonds. Just one card. What'd you say? It's 6 of hearts!
No way!
I'm not kidding! You guys see?
You're lying.
6 of hearts.
Let's go!
Bingo! That's actually really cool.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it counts though. It's kind of a Mickey Mouse one.
It's a Mickey Mouse
It's Lakers championship in the bubble.
Yeah.
6 of hearts. Dodgers championship in the bubble.
You know what it is though? Still a championship.
It's still a championship. Banners fly forever. That's pretty cool. Okay. We'll see you guys later.